Howdy, good evening. Roger Pascal, Real Impact Real Estate Training here, and I am excited that you're on today. I'm excited that we are here. It is a new year. Oh, you know, who would have ever thought we could have made it through the last couple of years? So it looks like we're going to have a great year this year. Already seeing a lot of signs out there of lots of good stuff happening in the real estate business. We are seeing a lot of deals coming across right now. Where I had a conversation just the other day with one of the guys that's higher up in one of the largest mortgage companies in the country, and he's saying it's as Tim Lockhart says, the winter is coming. Not regarding the weather, but regarding the number of foreclosures, the number of distressed properties, the number of people that are out there that have a lot of emotional things going on in their head, in their mind, and what's going on. So we are really looking to see a lot of changes coming abroad this year, making this thing happen. Those of us that have an education, I think we're going to do pretty well this year. I think we're going to help a lot of people. We're going to see a lot of people that are going to watch this from the sidelines, and they're not going to they're not going to make any changes in their life, and that's okay. That's going to happen too. We just want the people that we're working with to be the most knowledgeable people out there in the industry, and we just want to make sure that everybody that we work with are knowing how to help other people, knowing how to take advantage of their knowledge, and knowing how to apply their knowledge, and making this thing happen. As we suggest to every student that we have and everybody that we work with, you want to go to as many Impact REI meetings as you can. We have a lot of them, and we have many more coming on board early this year, 2022. So once again, Happy New Year's. We are excited that we're making this thing happen. We're excited that we're seeing some stuff come about. So what a ride. This is going to be a great ride. And we have a lot of stuff in the works right now, and making this thing happen. So this is a question and answer program right here. We've had some questions on here. We've had some things happening. We've had some some challenges this last year, but let me tell you something. We're going to see a lot of aggressive investing coming forward. Had another question on the SB 43 yesterday from a client. SB 43 is in Texas. It is a Senate Bill 43. It's regarding subject twos, and we just have a lot of misinformation out there regarding the SB 43. I saw a video on YouTube yesterday, and this gentleman was saying you can no longer do subject twos in the state of Texas. Well, the SB 43 has nothing to do with a traditional subject two. It only goes into effect if you're doing a wrap, and everything that we have on the SB 43 that the state put together on the SB 43 is what we've been teaching at Impact, and I've been talking about for years that you need to do. You need to have a RMLO, residential mortgage loan originator. That's the people that write the mortgage documents. It's the only right thing you do if you're dealing with that much money and dealing with that much of a life-changing event. If you're doing a wrap, you need to have the right people writing all the right documents and making sure everything is in there to keep you out of trouble, to help the buyer, to help you, and help the seller that you bought the property from that you're doing the wrap with. And they're also saying that you need to be using a service company. We've been preaching that for years. I can't tell you the number of times I've talked to investors that didn't do one or both of those, and they get in trouble. Had one that did a subject to with several years ago. That's the only one I ever worked with on this particular gentleman over in Arlington, Texas. He passed away. it was a mess for his wife. And it was just I've never dealt with them before or after. It was just that one deal that we did. I helped the sellers out. They paid me to make sure that it was a legal transaction, but the gentleman did not use an RMLO and he didn't use a servicing company. There wasn't anything wrong with the loan documents, but what was wrong with it was when he passed away, his wife didn't know who to pay. She didn't know how any of that worked. It was unexpected death, and so we want to be prepared for everything that's out there. But a couple of months ago, I did an all-day subject to event, and it is I did an all-day. It was on a Saturday. I'm sorry, it was on a Saturday, and we had a one of the ladies that was in there was from Waco. And so Shireen Oganga is a local investor, and I've asked her to come on tonight. CJ, has she logged on yet? Do we have? Oh, there she is. Okay, so Shireen does not have a camera on her computer right now, but we have her by voice. And if we can, Shireen, if you can unmute yourself, there we go. She did a subject to, kind of a subject to, but Shireen, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, Roger.
How
Thank
are
you
you
for
doing
having
tonight?
me. I'm doing good. I have a little bit of a cold, but I'm okay. And of course,
All
my
right,
camera, I
there you
apologize
go.
for that, but thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you just did a subject to, but you didn't really hang on to it. You found a buyer and you didn't do a wrap. You just sold it outright, but you put it under contract as a sub to, just in case you needed to keep it or you didn't have a buyer. So kind of tell us that process. How did you find the property? The property's down in the Waco area. So how did you find this property?
Yes, so this is fun. So I'm actually a nurse full time currently, and I found the property through a colleague at work, just talking, you know how they say talk to people about what you're doing, tell people what you're doing, because most of the time it's just word of mouth that would get you out there. So I was talking to one of my colleagues, and her best friend was the one selling the house. So she said, "Oh, my best friend is selling the house. Here's her number." And that's how I got in contact with her, and the rest is history. It was just so interesting how this worked out. So I got the property subject to from her. And initially, my initial plan was to keep it for myself, truly. But I had a few things happen and the math didn't quite add up for me. So I ended up, I did a double closing where I got it subject to and I wholesaled it.
Very good. How did you find the buyer?
Yes, so the buyer, I found it through the Facebook groups that I'm in, the real estate groups that I'm in on Facebook. And I just posted in the group, and I had a bunch of buyers reach out. I had at least five buyers who were interested in this property. I had three different offers, and I ended up taking the best offer that was best for my numbers, and it was good.
All right. How much money out of pocket did you have on this one?
Oh my goodness, $1,000.
$1,000.
Yes.
How cool is that? All right. So, but the property needed some work. It needed help, right?
Yes, so the property needed a lot of help. There was a lot of foundation work, and she had already tried selling the house by herself, and she couldn't do it. And initially, when I reached out to her, we couldn't come to an agreement. She was still not okay with giving me the house subject to. So she changed her mind, and she went ahead and tried to sell the house. And then several months later, she called me telling me that she has not been able to sell the house and she's just willing to walk away if I could just help her. She couldn't find anyone to help her. And so she reached out to me again. And that is when I came to the class. I mean, I was literally learning while doing it. It was amazing. It was such an amazing learning process.
All right. That is great. So this was the first one you've done, is that right?
Yes, this is my first real estate deal.
All right. So what are you doing now to go forward to market and to find other properties out there?
Yeah, so right now I'm working on marketing. I'm getting a Facebook page, and I was going to reach out to Kim, who was also in the Fort Worth meeting. about your CRM. I'm also driving for dollars. I'm using this really cool app that I just found out about. It's called REI Rail. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Hmm.
So I'm using that to drive for dollars. And I'm also going to do some Craigslist marketing and some signs out. I mean, I'm just trying to do as much as I can for marketing for now.
All right. The class that you went to, the sub two class, did that help you through this process at all?
Oh my goodness, yes. That's the reason why I even got through with the deal was that class, and it just came right on time because like I said, she had just called me a few days before this class. And so when she had just called me, I knew nothing about subject two, so I was going online trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Since she called me, I didn't want to let the deal go, and I knew the best deal for this property would be to get it subject to, and I didn't want to leave it. I mean, it came back to me. So just timely. I mean, God, the universe, Allah, however you believe in this beautiful force, just lined it up perfectly. The Impact Waco meeting happened. And at the Waco one, they talked about the Fort Worth meeting. And that's how I ended up in the Fort Worth meeting. And I learned so much and got property subject to.
All right, good deal. Well, congratulations. We really do appreciate you being on here tonight. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks there in Waco. Are you going to make it? You able to make it to the next Waco meeting, third
Yes.
Wednesday of the month?
Yes. I'll be at the
All
Waco
right,
meeting.
and I look forward to seeing you down there. Do you have anything else to add to it?
Just that, thank you so much. You're so great. Thank you
All
for
right,
that class. It was so timely. You just have no idea.
all
Thank you
right,
so much for being so helpful and for
all right.
having me here today. I appreciate it.
Good deal, Shireen. Thank you so much for being on here tonight. Congratulations. Look forward to watching you do many more of these. And you know what? You solved her problem. The lady that you bought the house from, you solved her problem. She'd been trying to sell that house. She wasn't successful, and that is just a incredible testimonial you have on there. And I hope to see you go forward and help lots of people out there. So
Yes.
congratulations.
Yes, Roger. Thank you. And that's the best part is the helping, the hugs at the end and just the tears at the end of joy. The tears of joy was just the best part.
Absolutely. So take that knowledge, go forward. So thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks there in Waco, and we'll let you go for right now. But thank you so much for being on here tonight. All right, good deal. What a great story. What a great story on that. So we're gonna ask Tim Jardou. Tim is our Arlington Waco guy, and he owns those locations out there. If we can add Tim on the Tony. Poor old CJ's. I'm sure he's like, if he had hair, he'd be pulling it out, right, Tony? So I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I am so sorry. It's I'm on a couple of muscle relaxers. I pulled a muscle in my back, and so no telling what we're going to have coming out of this meeting tonight.
All right.
All right, Tony.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Randy. I appreciate it. Happy New Year. Uh, so, Roger, I appreciate getting the name right, but it's okay. And so, Roger, you normally ask me to do a tip of the week, and I'm going to do that here in just a moment. But first, what I'd like to say is this. My wife, Cindy, and I are the owners and hosts of Impact Arlington and Impact Waco. And it was probably 2 years ago, way before Impact Waco, that I actually met Shireen in Waco at another real estate investment group meeting. And she had been going to meetings for a year, 2 years now, before I might have the dates wrong, but I think it's probably approaching a couple of years, perhaps, that Shireen's been going to meetings. And her persistence and consistency with going to the meetings and grabbing information is what led her to this deal that she just talked about. So, Shireen, super proud of you. It's awesome that you had the staying power and that you had a passion to continue to look down the road at what could be, even though you weren't having any success earlier, but now you do. So congratulations. What a great way to start 2022. Now, tonight, brand new year, we probably have a lot of folks who are on this call who don't really know anything about us. We are real impact training systems, and we improve the quality of people's lives through real estate investing. Shireen is a great example of that. Roger, who started out our meeting, is the host of these Sunday calls, and he's also the CEO of Real Impact Training Systems. And one of our primary objectives each Sunday night on these calls is to provide you with an opportunity to ask questions about real estate investing. No need to wait for the work week to start. Just type in your questions in the chat box and we'll get to them before the call is over. So if you have any kind of questions whatsoever related to real estate investing, put them in the chat box. We'll get to your questions. In addition to these calls on Sunday night through several locations in Texas and now one in Oklahoma City, Real Impact provides local real estate investors with networking and educational meetings. Our locations are owned and operated by seasoned investors who we call Impact Master Trainers, in short, IMTs. In addition to monthly meetings and workshops, our IMTs also offer, a variety of one-on-one mentoring programs that can help you no matter where you are on your personal real estate journey. If you're interested in learning more about our training options, please reach out to one of our IMTs. Excuse me. You can find the IMT locations and contact information online at realimpacttraining.com. Just click on the locations button in the middle of the screen. And now, my tip of the week. Sorry, I'm battling something here past several days. So here we are at the beginning of the new year. For many of us, that means we've set goals and or New Year's resolutions. Hopefully, some of the goals involve real estate investing. Doesn't matter if it's a goal to acquire your first property, like Shireen, your 10th property, or something even grander. This is very exciting. You're pumped, ready to get started in 2022. For some of you who've been down this path before, you're familiar with the potential ups and downs that lie ahead. The most successful real estate investors learn from those lessons. They make the appropriate corrections to avoid repeating the mistakes, and they charge forward. But no matter where you are in your real estate investing journey, my suggestion is to follow these steps. Number one, get clarity of mind as to what you want. Number two, seek out the knowledge you need. And there are plenty of resources to help you with that. And then just starting. And you do that by, number three, developing your skills. And those skills can be narrowed down to 5 areas: finding leads, finding money, understand repair costs, marketing, and managing properties and projects. And then number 4, make detailed plans. And 5, take massive action. Look, if you've got some big goals, those big goals are going to require big action. Number 6, form great alliances. Establish partnerships, team members. There's this great saying, your network is your net worth. And that is so incredibly true in real estate investing. Forming great alliances can mean getting a mentor. Look, I was 38 years in banking. I had a lot of bosses, a lot of managers over those years, but no mentors. I didn't have a mentor until I started in real estate. And it's proven to be an incredibly successful path for us to go down when we got our mentors. And number 7, be persistent. Look at what Shireen's done. Take charge of your life and your goals. Will there be difficult times? Most likely. But say to yourself, so what? My goals are worth it. Do you know the biggest difference between successful real estate investors and most beginners? The successful real estate investors have heard a lot more no's. So be persistent. Those steps I just outlined are the 7 secrets of success in real estate investing. And the credit for those 7 secrets goes to Dennis Henson, who also happens to be the president and co-founder of Real Impact Training Systems. And when you follow through on those steps, it really will be difficult for you to not hit your goals. And Roger, that is the tip of the week.
That is just awesome. I mean, and you are so right. I can't tell you the number of times I've dealt with people and I've talked to people in any area of business, but especially real estate investing, because we don't really have bosses. And that's what a mentor's for. Is, I asked Dennis early in this, many years ago, probably 15 years ago. I said, why would somebody need a mentor? Tell me why you think somebody needs a mentor. It wasn't questioning why somebody does. I just wanted to hear what he said. And he says, to hold you accountable. And that's what we do, is we're holding people accountable. I have mentors. I have lots of mentors and throughout my life and throughout my business, Dennis being one of them. And I have a mentor on my book writing. I have a mentor on my public speaking. I have many mentors in Rotary, and through other in my faith in our church. So lots of mentors out there that we have, holding them accountable. But being persistent is the one thing. You mentioned everything you mentioned is correct, but being persistent is the one thing that I see people just can't do in many cases on their own. Yeah. And so we need to make sure that everybody out there knows that's kind of what we do. And we don't break the bank. We're not, don't think you can't afford it. You can't afford not to do this business. You can't, if you're working, as you said, you came from the banking industry. You had no mentors in the banking industry. You were given a project. You were thrown into a lot of times, I'm sure it was a bad situation for some people, and you had to figure out how to fix that and how to go forward and make it a good situation for the people that were taking advantage of that. So, but what a deal! Don't give up. Be persistent. I love that. That is a great tip of the week, Tony. Yeah, and I think a lot of us have that same little cough thing going on. We had our first winter today. We were summer yesterday, but so good deal. So, Tony, I'm going to bring you back on later. We're going to talk about Waco and Arlington. Right. But right now I wanted to talk about our Impact Lindale, Tyler Lindale area out in East Texas. We're having a meeting on Tuesday night. We're going to be talking about setting goals in your real estate business. We're going to be, it's just giving you some ideas, some things that we all need to be doing, setting our goals out there. I set my goals. My wife and I, we sit down, we work on our goals. We came to the year end, and we were on our money end of it for our real estate business, for wearing our real estate hat. We came within $2,000 of reaching our goal. And I thought that was pretty good, because we kind of thought the pandemic would be over in 6 weeks, and another 6 weeks, and another 6 weeks. But we still made it happen. We still helped a lot of people in real estate, and we came right into our goal of where we are. And we exceeded our goal on the number of transactions, but as far as the dollar amount, we also had that as a reachable goal, and we made that happen. So we want to help you, give you some ideas on goal setting and making sure that you're in that frame of mind that you're going to go out there and build your business, knowing what you're doing, having it in writing, looking at your goals on a consistent basis, working on your affirmations, working on who you are, and putting your business together and making this happen. And then looking at it like what we were talking about a while ago with Shireen, is look at it and say, oh, I can help these people. Where normally, if you're not setting goals, if you're not working your educational end on this, you're not thinking of that. You just kind of, I say this all the time. If you go out and you buy, you go out and buy a red Mustang, because nobody has a red Mustang. When you drive it home from the dealership, you're going to find 5 or 6 other red Mustangs. And it's because you weren't looking for them. And same thing if you're having a baby, or if your wife is having a baby, or your sister's having a baby, or whoever, you don't realize how many people are having babies until you're going to have a baby. And then all of a sudden it's like everybody out there is having a baby. So it's not, so setting your goals and understanding what to look for. Shireen said it was a coworker, and she happened to be talking to her coworker about real estate. Her coworker had a friend that needed help, and Shireen made all that happen. And then Shireen and I talked, and I know Shireen and Tony talked too, but Shireen and I talked after the subject to all day seminar that we held, and she told me a little bit about this property. And she asked some very good quality questions, and she made it happen. And then she looked at it, and we looked at the repairs, and she had some estimates on the repairs, some ballpark estimates on it. And she just wasn't ready to take on that big of a chunk on her very first real estate deal. So she put her goals together. She made it happen. She made some money out of the deal. The investor she sold it to is going to make some money out of the deal. The person that she helped sell that property, that she bought that property from, she got rid of a problem. And that was something that she wanted to get done before Christmas, and it happened. So setting your goals, going to be Tuesday night. We're going to network at 6:30. We're going to start the meeting at 7:00 sharp. It's going to be in South Tyler at the Better Business Bureau, which is at 6116 New Copeland Road, which is right there off of Grand Avenue and New Copeland, which is just, I guess you would be going east of 69 there, South Tyler, not far from the Lowe's, not far from Panda Express. I know that's where Panda Express is at, not far from the Walmart there. So you're going to go east of 69 on Grand Avenue, Grand Avenue, and you're going to take a left on New Copeland, do a U-turn, and go right into the complex there with the Better Business Bureau. It is a free meeting, 6:30 to 7. You're going to network. We're having a lot of great people there. That's where we find our deals a lot of times, is we have people come in and they may present some deals. So if you're having trouble finding deals, you want to be there. So with that, we hope to see you there on Tuesday night on the Better Business Bureau at 6:30, 7:00 meeting starts, networking at 6:30. So we're going to pass that by. If you have any questions, it'll be, we'll be having that on the end of the meeting. We'll be showing what our upcoming meetings are. And then right now we would ask Doug and Renee Toon if we can get them on board and put them on here. They're having some internet challenges. So they may. Oh, yeah, good deal. So we're not going to do the. I'm going to really date myself. You're not going to do the Max Headroom thing tonight, hopefully. So yeah. Yeah, there's people on this call that weren't alive when that was on. That's so right.
Me, I have no idea.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely, absolutely. Your 18-year-old bride. So yeah. So all right. So Doug and Renee, tell us what's going on. What's happening in Longview, Texas?
Okay, well, we're going to have another meeting in about a week.
Yeah.
On the 10th.
January 10th.
And we're going to have Todd Dotson in. And Renee has been talking to Todd about his program. She's got all the bullet points.
Yeah. So he's going to be speaking on get in, get out, and get paid, which is something we as real estate investors all want to do. He'll be talking about data secrets for sourcing the very best lists and leads, and bounty hunter methods for finding sellers who don't want to be found. In addition, he is going to be talking about his real-time lists and of sellers, buyers, lenders, and he's going to have a special drawing that you can be entered into. He's got a challenge called Flip for All Challenge, and some other special bonuses that are going to be offered on Monday, January 10th. So we want to invite you out to the Big Red Barn. Our meeting starts at 6:30 with networking and chips and salsa from T. Blanco's Mexican food. If you haven't eaten there, come to Longview and do that. And then our speaker begins at 7:00. Well, actually, we do a quick little announcement and introduction, and then he'll start shortly after that. So you don't want to miss Todd Dotson. He's going to be great.
Yep.
So there you
Deal.
go.
Anything else?
Yeah, I just y'all have a subject to that you're selling next week too, right? You're close on
Yeah,
that next week?
it should be closing pretty soon. But in the meantime, we found another deal over actually a little closer to us. We got a new pastor, and I was on the pastor search committee. And so they were coming in from a church that had a place where pastors stay. What is it called?
Parsonage.
A parsonage. And so they had no house. And one of our real estate investors that come to our group, they had a house that they could rent for a short period of time without a long lease. But about the same time we found that, I found this little house. It's a 3-2. It's not real big, but it can be added on to. It's got almost 2 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's wife died from COVID, and he wanted just to walk away. And I looked it up. PropStream said it was 187 was the ARV, and he just wanted 100,000. And we said, okay, sign right here. So basically, I took the new pastor, brought him up to the office, got out a Trek contract, filled it out, and he got it over and got it signed, all the other paperwork signed and taken over to the title company. And they're working on it right now.
Yep.
So looks like it's going to happen. Yep.
Solving problems. So good deal. I'm excited about that. And that you did a absolutely incredible rehab on that. I've seen the pictures. I've seen the videos. If anybody has any questions, go to the Impact Longview page and look at that house. I mean, oh my gosh, what a cool transformation. And that's the cool part about this business is we transform, we recycle, we improve the neighborhoods, we bring those properties back to life. And that is so cool of how that works. And, Tim in Wichita Falls and I were talking just last week, and that's kind of our favorite thing to do in this business is bring those properties back to life. And
Awesome.
Sometimes, yeah, absolutely. So sometimes I don't know what end of the hammer to use, and that's a good thing because my value is in looking and finding properties. It's not
Right.
pounding holes in the wall. So
that brings up a good point, Roger, because if you're someone like Doug who has the skill set to be able to know which end of the hammer to use, the temptation there is to be the one doing the hammering.
Right.
And learning how to not be the one hammering and learning to find crews that are good at that and just managing that.
The difference between
wonderful
having the plumbing done by a plumber and charge you $800 and do it myself and do it for $300, that's a big draw for me. I don't know about y'all. I like to save $500, but Dennis says don't do it, and it's like tying my hands. It's really hard for me not to do that.
It's called learning to listen to your mentor.
Well, we're setting goals. This is the week of setting goals. So if it's cold outside, at least for a couple of days anyway.
Right.
But while you're locked inside, read something and put down your goals. And don't just put down your goals, but put a date beside your goals and make it real. So
absolutely. It is. Yes. And you mentioned that plumbing thing. I've also done this is only a 14-cent O-ring, and then twist the pipe off in the wall, and then you get some water damage, and then that 14-cent O-ring winds up being $800. So
yeah.
I've been there.
Not
I've been
good.
There, so. And then my guy that I use, he, if I go in there and do anything at all, he's like, Roger, I'm going to have to charge you to redo that, right? Yeah, I know. I just thought I would do it. So I've learned from that too, and that's one of the great reasons that I was that guy
for so long. I was that person, and I think that garbage disposals are probably the plumber's best friend. I love them because I can get them unclogged in about 15 seconds, and I'm going to charge an hour. So I'm in and out.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's right. That's right. So, well, good deal. And your meeting is now on the second Monday of the month, right?
Correct.
Yeah, unless it's not.
Unless it's not. Yeah, you know, I've heard the same thing from Dennis. So,
Yeah.
Right.
So right now we're at the
So
second Monday of the month, except for March, and we're going to have Pete Fortunato
Right.
coming in town, and that's going to be changed
That's
a little
gonna be
bit. But we'll be talking a lot about that the next few weeks. So we're excited to have Pete come in town
Can't
and
wait.
make that happen. Absolutely, creative financing,
Right.
creative
That's
ways
how
to
we
do
got
it.
from Longview.
Right, good deal. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. I will see you. I'm planning to be there Monday night in a little over a week, so a week and a day. So we're looking forward to that. And I have seen Todd Dotson present. I have seen his program. Everybody on this call, if you're within 100 miles, you need to go see Todd Dotson. He has something that I've not seen anybody else offer. It is it's literally a list where you can buy stuff and buy properties, not stuff, but properties. And he gets stuff that I've not seen anybody else being able to get. So you need to be there and you need to see what he has to offer. And it's you kind of pick and choose what you want, what package works for you, or if all of them do. So look forward to seeing you and seeing Todd there at the meeting and making that happen. So thank you so much, guys, and we will see you. We'll see you later in the call. All right. Now, CJ's our IT guy, or not IT guy. He doesn't do IT. He's our internet marketer, or what people call Zoom. We're not on Zoom. We're on StreamYard. We're on live with Facebook, live with YouTube. Just want to throw out there, CJ's actually doing this call tonight from Bolivia. He leaves in the morning on a 3-day camping trip to the Amazon. How cool is that? So, hopefully he comes back. Hopefully, I told him to watch the movie Anaconda tonight before he left. But how cool is that? How many of you have the opportunity to just wind up in South America going on a camping trip in the Amazon? So CJ, thank you so much for being on here tonight, making this thing happen from a quarter way around the world. That just is absolutely mind-boggling to me on how that works. So and once again, if you have any questions, like Tony said a while ago, if you have any questions, put them into the chat. We're trying to review that as we go along. If you put the chat into Facebook, we can see it. If you put the chat into YouTube, we can see it. So look at the chat button, put your questions on there, and so we'll go from there. So John, you have that's what up look at CJ Go. Okay. Maybe it's the painkillers I'm on, but I can't make heads or tails out of that. But that's all right. So John, I'll see you next Monday night too. So with that, we want to ask. This time we're going to really have Tim Lockhart on here. Tim has a meeting coming up this Saturday. So Tim, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Yeah, we have a great meeting coming up on Saturday. Arnie Abramson is coming up here. He's going to speak. The topic is inflation equals a Texas opportunity. And Roger, I've got some breaking news for you. Okay, breaking news on this channel. Okay,
all right.
Inflation is not transitory.
It's not transitory.
It is not.
Okay.
It is not. So we need to know how to navigate um, 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 in this new economy and how to take advantage of the inflation that we're going to get. And Arnie Abramson is going to tell us how to find the absolute best deals in 2022. And so that's going to
Very good.
be
Oh, how exciting is that? So,
well, it's going to be exciting for the people that are there.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I still don't know if I'm going to be there or not, but our son's
Yeah.
coming in from Louisiana, and I always try to plan on being in Wichita Falls because I know that Tim is always going to have a great presentation, and the people there are just incredible to be around. But our son's coming in from Louisiana. He didn't come in for Christmas, so we've got to, kind of the marriage maintenance thing, and then, of course we want to see our son. And so if that gets canceled, which our son's been known to cancel at the last minute, I'll be in Wichita Falls. Not a threat, just if I show up, I'll show up. And then after your meeting, you're going to have a masterminds across the street over at the Pizza Hut.
Yes, the Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah, just across the street. You can pretty much walk from one building to the other. And
good deal.
So hang around and have lunch and network and mastermind some more. We're going to do that. So it's going to be this Saturday at 9:30 a.m. until 12. And I'm just going to opportunity to share deals, to network, to learn. There's going to be food and coffee, and then there's going to be a really great speaker, Arnie Abramson. So we're really looking forward to having him up here in Wichita Falls.
All right, good deal. Yeah. I love working with Arnie. Arnie and I are great friends. We've been, and I'm part of his tax sales group too, and have done the tax sales for him and with him, and then on the on the inflations and Texas opportunities, and you said non-transitory, so there you go. So that's the breaking news on that.
That's right.
So lots of stuff going on there. So if I can be there, I'll just show up because I would love to. I much rather see my son, but like I said, he's kind of the kind of guy that this just came up at work, so I'm not going to be able to make it on Saturday. So but we'll go from there. So thank you so much. You got anything else out there?
I know that's what's going on. That's the big thing that we have going on is the meeting this coming Saturday, the 8th.
All right. Good deal. All right. And followed by lunch at the Pizza Hut. So, y'all need to be there. Tim has a huge following there, always deals at his meetings. So if you're looking for a deal and you can't find one, well, that's why you need to go to these meetings, because that's where we find a lot of our deals that are out there. So Tim, thank you so much for being on here tonight. And we will we'll keep you on. We're going to put you back on at the end of the call. We're just going to have a kind of a round table. So we'll just put you over in the queue right now, and then we'll go from there. So then we have Pam. Pam is we're excited to get her back, and she's at the Decatur Alliance. And that's that she owns that area and that area, and she's got a new student starting in a couple of days that I just saw come across my desk today. So and I met Kevin and
It's Mark.
Mark. The pills are great. The pills are great. So I'm sleeping really well with those pills. I pulled a muscle in my back working out. I know I look like I'm I know I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger's third cousin, but
It's okay. You're okay. You're fine.
I am.
As my grandson says, you're fine.
That's right. That's right. So Pam, tell us what's going on. What's happening out there?
Oh my gosh. We had a great meeting in December. And then, like I said earlier, from that, it just, went downhill. Probably 80% of our contractors are Hispanic, and they're in Mexico for the rest of the month. Well, they're on their way back. They called me this morning, or they actually called Jonathan and said that they're on their way back to finish up some of our rehabs and stuff. So, and like I said, it's been crazy. I'm in a a video challenge for the month of January. So y'all be prepared because I'm going to be videoing messages to all of y'all. So just FYI. And then we have a meeting January the 18th. We meet the third Tuesday of every month starting at 6:30. And we are going to talk about the 5 M's, the 5, real estate skills. So that's what we have going on. Bring your deals. We usually meet afterwards downstairs at the golf club. It's at the Big Shot Golf. And we usually after the meeting meet and have a drink or two discussing, deals and what's going on in the Metroplex and things like that. And to let people know, I don't know if I brought this up at the last meeting, but I went to a deal and there is a person moving to the Metroplex every 4 seconds. And people are still coming. And it's crazy right now. The apartments, they said have slowed down, except for in Texas. It is not slowing down. The average sales price compared to Texas to California is around $100,000 difference. And I am seeing things on the pre-foreclosure list. It is growing. So I would tell everybody that if you don't have access to money for the next 3 months, you really need to start working on, and that is something we're doing heavily, working on getting money to start buying those properties. So there you go.
Good deal. So you meet at the Big Shots Golf. They're right there by the Alliance Raceway.
Texas
And,
Motor Speedway, yeah.
where that big golf net is, right on off the freeway, sort of kind of behind Buc-ee's or the outlet mall there.
Right.
And it's a great facility. They've got a great layout there. Really, really good food. Their onion rings are incredible. And they actually come and serve food in our meeting.
Yes.
So you order and you get the food in the meeting, and then we go after the meeting and sit down and just network and do the mastermind thing and talk about it and talk about what's going on.
You don't have to leave. It's nice. It's warm. We're centrally located, there where everything's in. So it's really a good location. And our goal is to somewhere around June, hopefully sooner, but June is to be able to open up the other room so that we can have a bigger meeting and have maybe hopefully some type of a big mastermind meeting in the next 6 months.
Very good. That's cool. So I always enjoy going out to those meetings. So third Monday, is that right?
Third Tuesday.
Huh?
Third Tuesday.
Okay. I can share these pills if anybody wants some of these pills. They're great. So,
I needed them last week to calm my temper down.
So, all right, good deal. And I just figured out what John's message was. There needs to be a comment in there, and he says, talking about CJ, he said, "That's what's up. Look at CJ go." So I was trying to run that all together, so I couldn't.
Well, if it doesn't get any warmer here, it was 18 degrees last night. I'm fine. In fact, CJ needs to look and see if we can put in an Airbnb down there. So when we have weather like this, we can just fly down there.
He's actually looking at some real estate down there. You can get it very, very economical down there, and so he's actually looking. That was part of his deal going down there, is to kind of scope out some real estate and look at doing something down there, sort of like an Airbnb, I guess. So that's pretty cool. We look forward to hearing about that if he survives the anacondas and the piranhas in the Amazon the next few days. So
well, if he needs a second opinion or something about it, I may have to fly down there and check it out if it gets, because I don't do good in cold weather.
That's right. Well, that's where Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid wound up. That's a cool place. So there you go. All right, Pam, thank you so much for being on here tonight. We're going to throw you over in the queue, and then we're going to ask Tony. I got his name right this time. So we're going to ask Tony to come back on and talk about his Waco, Arlington, what's going to go on there and what's happening there.
Yeah, thanks, Roger. So what we're doing in the first quarter, especially the first 2 months, is to kind of establish a little bit of a theme in our 2 meetings in Waco and Arlington. So our first meeting is January 19th, Impact Waco. That's a Wednesday. We do our meetings on the third Wednesday. What we're going to be doing is talking about systems and tools that you need in your real estate investing business. And we start at 6 o'clock, networking, meetings free. It's at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites at 5701 Legend Lake Parkway in Waco. We will probably expand our networking a little bit, go to 45 minutes. And I know a lot of folks just do a half hour, but we're finding that we're getting some pretty good networking going, both in Waco and Arlington. And that is one of the purposes of our meetings, in addition to providing some great educational content. So we're going to have a 45-minute networking piece. It allows people to grab a little bit of food that we have that's free, grab a drink, and start talking to some other investors and other folks who are there, contractors and realtors and whoever shows up. So it's systems and tools that you need in your real estate investing business. The next night, Thursday, in Arlington, Impact Arlington, we're doing the same meeting, systems and tools you need in your real estate investing business. And that meeting is at the Texas Gulf Center, located at 8940 Creek Run Road in Fort Worth. That meeting starts at 6:30. A little bit more difficult for folks in the Metroplex to get around, so we start half hour later, 6:30. Again, we're going to do a 45-minute networking piece and then roll into our content. Something that CJ doesn't know, because I didn't inform him, because Cindy and I just decided a short while before the meeting, we're going to do a workshop at the end of January. And this is going to fit really well with our theme for the first couple of months. So we're rolling out systems and tools, things such as in our meetings on the 19th and 20th, what CMAs, what do you use to calculate CMAs? What about CRMs? And there's all these acronyms. What do all these acronyms even mean? But they're part of the tools and systems that you need. And that list of systems and tools is fairly long. So we're going to touch on all of that stuff. And then the workshop that we're going to conduct at Impact Arlington, again at the Texas Gulf Center, it's going to be Saturday morning, January 29th, is going to be taking a deep dive into how to evaluate deals. Using those systems and tools, how to evaluate deals. Looking at CMAs, case studies that we're going to run. We're going to show how to evaluate deals, how to find the deals, how to evaluate them, and then will they even make sense for you to generate big profits? How do you calculate that? So we're going to take that deep dive. We're going to do a workshop on that, case studies. We're going to get everybody involved. We'll have worksheets. We'll have people in groups, I believe, and working on deals. All of that's going to then lead into February, where we're going to have at Impact Arlington, one of our main sponsors, Finishing Touches Remodeling, and that's owned by Blake Johnson. And Blake is going to be our featured speaker in Arlington. And he's going to be talking about rehabs. And we're also planning with Blake for some time in February, a Saturday morning field visit to a job site. So between January and February, we're going to have quite a comprehensive package of training for folks to where they're going to be able to evaluate, analyze deals. They'll be able to have experience being on a job site, being able to talk to the general contractor, learning about the repair piece of that. Those 2 months should totally springboard our investors at Impact Arlington and Impact Waco to move forward and generate the type of success that they're going to be shooting for in 2022. So that's what we're planning in the next couple of months. And that'll lead perfectly into March, when Pete Fortunato is going to be visiting, and a name that not a lot of people are familiar with around this area. But Pete Fortunato has been in real estate for over 50 years. We'll be talking more about him in the next month, well, certainly January and February, because he's coming in March. And Pete's going to be able to provide us with some great ideas on creative financing. So very excited about what the next several months are going to be looking like for our impact teams across the state.
All right. Good deal. Good deal. What some great information coming up, and talking about CMAs or learning about values, learning about repairs. And those are probably some of the two most common questions that we get as trainers, as real estate mentors is, how do I get the value on this? And, as a realtor, we get people all the time that, they don't know. And, I feel terrible for them, but they will send me, or they'll send another realtor 10 different properties they've not even looked at. They just see them online somewhere and they just want to know the values of them.
Yeah.
And, and it's tough for us realtors to do a good valuation on a property. It takes some time, takes some effort in there. And we want to make sure they get the right information so they don't come back to us later and kind of beat us up. So thank you for putting that on, because it's so valuable to have that out there.
Thanks.
So,
looking forward to doing it.
Good deal. And I know, if y'all haven't been to Tony's meetings, anybody on this call, Arlington and Waco, Tony utilizes some of the best tools. I've learned so much from Tony on some tools that are available out there I did not even know existed. And I've been in this business a long time. So he's really good at finding and knowing what tools work for what areas. And because Arlington, you may not be pulling some of the same websites that you would be in Waco, vice versa. Just because, there's some that are better in the large metropolitan areas and some that are not so, that are better in the smaller rural areas, I guess. And Waco is not really rural, but it is not Dallas-Fort Worth by any means.
Right.
But and a lot of times when you're going to these areas like Waco or Wichita Falls or Longview or Tyler, you're pulling from the outlying areas more. In Fort Worth, you kind of stay in Fort Worth. Sometimes you don't go down to Venus, or you don't go over to Weatherford or down to Cleburne, but some people do. But you need to find these tools. And what a great program. I look forward to seeing that. Look forward to gaining that information on there and making that happen.
Great.
Good deal. Tony, thank you so much. Total valuable, great information. Tony always has. So just want to throw something else out there. Is on I think it's the third Saturday of the month. Oklahoma City does their meeting. David and Tal aren't on here tonight because they are traveling. That's part of the privilege about real estate investing, is when you become successful in this business, you kind of find yourself doing some traveling. And I think that may be down in Cancun, where I know they were. But I think they took their family down to Cancun to have a great holiday down there. And it's a little bit colder up in Oklahoma City than it is here in Fort Worth, Texas. So there you go. So now we would like to ask Karen Maxwell. Karen Maxwell's our IMT. And IMT, a lot of people don't know what that is. Let me explain that real quick. That is an impact master trainer. Those are those of us that have franchises, that own our own business out there. We know this system inside and out, and we train it to other people. So we call them master trainers or impact master trainers. So Karen, what's going on?
Well, it's 2022. Happy New Year to everyone. Wow. The cold came into Texas. And as Texans, we do not like that. The cold just kind of comes in and we're not prepared for it. And well, anyway, it is what it is and we don't like it, but it's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be gone in a day or two and it'll be fine. But in the meantime, it's just something to complain about. And I'm just like, I don't like it. So we have so much expansion going on. It's absolutely crazy. We have new franchises popping up all over the Metroplex and in Shreveport and Denton. Oh gosh, Granbury, Grand Prairie, all kinds of places. So we are still looking at Real Impact. Our mission is to change people's lives through real estate. And so we are always looking to expand. And if you are a successful investor that is even considering mentoring others and helping others learn how to successfully invest in real estate, be sure to reach out to me. CJ will put my contact information up there, and feel free to reach out to me or any of the master trainers, and we will get you set up. We are just, I don't know. I look back to my life a year ago, and this was not even on my radar, and I'm just overwhelmed with emotion when it comes to how much Really Impact has touched my life and each of the other master trainers. And we are so very excited for what 2022 has to offer us.
Very good. Yeah, I'm just amazed with what Karen has brought to us, what she's done out there. We have the system of systems. We kind of say people all the time that we're kind of the McDonald's of this industry, where we have a system, and anybody can train, sort of real estate training, and the people do it. We offer that local aspect of it, and we teach you a system. We don't teach you just how to go out and rehab a house, or just how to wholesale a house, or just how to do whatever. We teach you a system, and that's what Dennis's gift is. It's been a great gift for us. Dennis is on the call tonight, but he's not on the call tonight. He's listening in.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, he still has a cough. So we talked earlier today, and he's like, I can go hours without coughing, but when I think about it, I'm coughing. So I know how that is and how that works. So mind is an amazing thing sometimes. So Karen, thank you so much. And yeah, reach out to Karen if you have any questions whatsoever. Reach out to any of us, and we can give you Karen's information. But we have the system of systems. It works, and we change a lot of people's lives. We had Shireen on earlier tonight, and what a great testimonial on that. And that's what we do. And at the end of this call, we're going to have some information out there for you too, how to get on the websites and stuff like that. So Karen, do you have anything else to wrap it up?
Yeah. So I was just thinking about that whenever you said that. A lot of people don't understand that at Really Impact, what we do is we do one-on-one coaching. So Dennis doesn't believe in just putting you in front of a computer and let you watch hours and hours and hours of endless calls or read material, and then you get a coaching call to check in. We literally sit down with you one-on-one, and we teach you how to be a successful investor according to a system. This system, Dennis has put this together over 50 years, and it has been tweaked and brought up to modern times, and we're always like, if he has a thought, if there's a new thought that comes up, he'll change it. He'll put it in the computer, and we have access to that. And that's what's so incredible, because you have a mentor that sits with you one-on-one, and you get their undivided attention, and they get your undivided attention. So you have that responsibility, that accountability to ask questions, to do your homework, to answer questions. And we want you to be successful. We're not, here's your books, go to school, let me know how you do. No, we walk you through it. We're like your personal tutors, and it's just absolutely amazing.
It is. It's I have, well before Impact was even started, I was working with Dennis's students, and that's why I went to Dennis, is because I'm like, your students are doing so much better than all the other guys that are out there, and all the other people out there. They're teaching various things, and they have some good programs, but this is the best. And once again, we're local, so if you're investing in an area, you're in Wichita Falls, you're investing in that area, we have the local people out there: Oklahoma City, Longview, Tyler, Arlington, Waco, wherever, North Fort Worth, Alliance, Decatur, all those areas, we are there. And it is just so exciting to see people advance and people go forward and making that stuff happen. So thank you so much, Karen.
And if we don't have someone in your area, make sure you let us know that as well. We'll find someone, we'll train them, and we'll get you in contact with them.
Absolutely. And we only work with the best of the best.
Absolutely. Yes.
So just we're gonna, we have a lot of vetting on that. We have a lot of areas in there that we want to make sure that you have the proper training that's out there and the people that are dedicated to do this. So we're excited. We have a great team out there. So CJ, if you can throw everybody on the screen, and
My favorite part.
so we just want to make sure that everybody is everybody's there, and so we're making this happen. So thank you for being on here tonight. Does anybody else have anything else before we sign out? Everybody good?
Yep.
All right.
Happy 2022.
Happy
Yes.
2022. Absolutely. Now that's, I saw this the other day. It's actually 2022. So that could be like 2020 also, I guess. I don't know. So we may
No,
be.
that's not good, Roger. But
No, negative.
but this is the year that George Jetson was born.
That's right. There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
that's
So,
right.
So we
have
have
reached the pinnacle.
Yeah, we better be doing a lot more than watching cat videos on YouTube, So, so thank you,
Y'all
everybody.
are gonna go back in the playpen.
That's right. So, So everybody, thank you so much for being on here. I look forward to seeing everybody. If you have anything out there, just feel free to reach out to us. And if you have any questions, we answer these every week. So we didn't get a lot of questions tonight because we're coming off the Christmas break, but we'll be here every Sunday night at 7:00 Central Time, live. Ask us questions. We look forward to having you on here. And with that, CJ, be careful in the Amazon. We need our internet guy,
We do.
next week.
There's a lot of dangerous stuff out there.
That's right. So I'll always, like I do in real estate, when we're looking at houses in questionable neighborhoods, always bring somebody you can outrun, because you can always find a new friend tomorrow, a new client tomorrow. So CJ, bring somebody you can outrun. All right, good deal. So good deal. Thanks everybody for being on here. Good night. Happy 2022.
Night.
Good
Good
night.
night.